We had enough. We had enough. We don't want to deal with this anymore. We don't have to live like this. And I think everything is changing now. Hasan Piker, of course, decided to live stream his reaction to Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. And he had all the worst opinions you could possibly have. Now, I could go through to show you his condemnation of the assassination, but I'm not actually going to show you that because he didn't condemn the assassination. He was live for 2 hours talking about it. He couldn't gather himself to condemn the guy for shooting him once. Not one time did he condemn the assassination on the guy that he was supposed to be having a debate with in 2 weeks. Over the last 2 days, Hasan did some unspeakably evil stuff. So, of course, I'm going to talk about all of it. I'm going to, of course, show you some of his coverage of the Charlie Kirk situation. But I'm also going to show you some other things, because not only does he support other terrorist organizations, aside from the far left in America, which in my opinion is a terrorist organization, not only is he supporting other terrorist organizations, but let's just say one of his fans was just arrested for terrorism. This is a true story. Someone that not only is a fan of Hasan, but someone that straight up basically showed up and hung out with Hasan in the past was arrested for terrorism. So lock in, boys and girls. We have a full f***ing video. All right. Someone in my chat said he didn't condemn it in those words, but he expressed that it shouldn't have happened. Yeah, he expressed it shouldn't have happened because it's raising the temperature. He didn't condemn assassinating Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. There's a difference. But anyway, not that I saw. Maybe I didn't know, but not that I saw. Anywho. Let's see his clip over here of Charlie Kirk in the past.
People have played a formative role in Charlie Kirk's his situation. He has played a formative role in his own demise by playing a part in a media landscape, in a media environment that normalizes this death and destruction. These people...
Right. So it's his fault that he got shot. According to Hasan Piker, the guy that's constantly inciting violence, in my opinion, in America, telling his audience to kill politicians and stuff. It is Charlie Kirk's fault that he was shot. Yep, that's right. His people. His people. The Christians. The white people. The leftists. The right wing. Obviously. Imagine victim blaming someone that was assassinated by a terrorist. So, Hasan basically had the ultimate crash out on his entire stream. So over here, the New York Yankees had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of his children and wife and 3,000 students. And the New York Yankees had a moment of silence as this happened because it was a complete nightmare. Hasan is so mad that they had a moment of silence for a man that was assassinated.
Charlie Kirk. Kirk founded the youth activist group Turning Point USA and had become a fixture on college campuses. Bro, the right dominates our fucking politics so aggressively.
Oh my God, the right. The right is so aggressive. Oh, we're talking about the right? Oh.
I mean, how can you...
The right's aggressive, guys. How can you look at this? He's so mad.
I mean,
Look at him seething. Look at him absolutely seething that they're taking a moment of silence for a man that was assassinated.
How can you look at this and see anything else?
I'll tell you what I see. I see humanity. I see the humanity of a bunch of people taking a moment of silence for a guy that was assassinated. That's what I see. A man, a 31-year-old man, a husband and a father that just wanted to have a conversation, that never did anything wrong. Assassinated in the most brutal way ever. Yeah, and they took a moment of silence for him, and he's seething. How can you see anything else other than the right wing is violently taking over America? Really?
I mean, they didn't even do this for a Democrat politician that got assassinated, you know? Like, not even like a influencer, a political commentator. They didn't do this for a Democrat politician that got assassinated.
They didn't do it for a Democrat politician. They also don't do it for right-wing politicians. Charlie Kirk was a beloved man. He was a person that had a massive impact on the country. Like, what are we even doing? Why are we having this discussion? They did this for George Floyd. What do we even... hold up. They did this for George Floyd. He's mad they didn't do it for some Democrat politician. They fucking burnt the country down for a criminal resisting arrest that died of a fentanyl overdose. Are we crazy? What's going on?
There is no way in which, like, I'm telling you, like, there is no... Maybe for, like, Anderson Cooper would they do such a thing, you know? If a similar tragedy unfolded, but I don't know.
Why is he seething so hard? He's so mad.
Yeah, youth activist group.
And then you have his chat, you know, fuck the Yankees, this is horrible. What are you doing? Bro, they took a moment for a man that was just assassinated then!
Stripping its ideological convictions of all of its meat until it's just a right-wing activist with a youth group.
Together.
And then he villainizes him. He's so mad that they're even referring to him as a right-wing activist with a youth group. He literally was a right-wing activist with a youth group. What are you talking about? Stripping him of his meat? Did he ever kill anyone? Did he ever call for violence? Did he ever do any of that shit? No, he didn't. Unbelievable. Oh my lord. Now, I know Hasan does his performative saying, it's bad. It's actually bad that this happened. But he does it in the most disgusting way, and his true self bleeds out all the fucking time. Unreal. So, Alex Jones has a human reaction, crying about this.
Think about these bastards. The corporate media covers everything up. They love it.
I don't. These conservatives really think they're a targeted group. I mean,
they literally just killed a man for being a conservative. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
That's a big part of their worldview, right? Permanent perceived victimhood.
Perceived victimhood. They just shot a man. They just shot a man in his neck in front of 3,000 people and his family. And there are millions of people on Twitter and Blue Sky and Reddit that are all cheering for it. Yeah. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
That's it.
That's it. Perceived victimhood.
Death is scum. We're going to get them. We're going to save this country and the world together. Because people like Charlie Kirk's courage. We love you, Charlie. God bless you.
Fascists love claiming to be permanently in a state of victimhood by simultaneously weak and also all-powerful individuals.
I think you're projecting, sir. What you're actually describing is radical Islam. That's what you're actually describing with your projection and your bullshit. That's what you're actually describing. No, the actual fucking fake victim bitches are not primarily the right-wing people. They're primarily on the other side. You call yourself a victim all the time. Hasan himself says, I am a victim. So many people call me out for things. What the fuck are you talking about? Hamas calls themselves victims, of course. The Houthis, all the terrorists that Hasan supports, they all call themselves victims. They all fucking start shit. They all do. What are you talking about? Are you insane? What the fuck? He's saying, oh, Charlie Kirk, can't believe everyone's acting like a victim. Charlie Kirk was murdered, but everyone's acting like a victim. So anyway, Hasan, doing Hasan things. It's insane. He literally was the victim. There's no other way to discuss this. I don't even know what we're doing here. This is insanity. Anyway, the cancer, which is Hasan, had a lot of other things to say. Most of it is just like, oh my god, bro, I can't believe this is happening. This is so bad. This is so bad. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get worse. You know, never actually condemning murdering someone. But, I mean, this is Hasan, who, by the way, victimizes himself whenever Asmongold tweets. Every time Asmongold makes a tweet, he makes believe that it's some sort of incitement to violence against him personally. Let me actually find that, because I feel like that is relevant. Because it's crazy that this absolute asshole gets away with this shit. It really is. Well, I used to get away with this shit. So this is a clip of Hasan basically saying, oh my god, I'm such a victim. You're inciting violence against me.
Practice genuine terrorism on a daily.
Dude, he's such a pussy. Just say you want me to be fucking killed, okay?
Yeah, no one says that.
What is this? What is this wishy-washy, like, oh, the left gets to do terrorism, and the left is defended for doing terrorism, and they should actually experience the violence themselves. That's what he's trying to say.
He never said that.
And then, you know, congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it, because something bad that happened in Palestine, or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just
Twitch partner streamer, by the way.
simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so, and I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends, or, you know, their, you know, like icons that they look up to, the same way people look up to Charlie.
Dude, this is so fucking stupid, okay? This person is more my contemporary on the opposing side than fucking this rat is. I was supposed to debate him 2 weeks from now. What the fuck are you talking about? I've known this person for longer than I've known Asmongold. He has abhorrent views, okay? And I despise his views. But he's over here using the death of a dude I was supposed to debate 2 weeks from now to fucking call for violence in the pussiest way possible, without naming names here, too.
Right, so he's claiming he's a victim, even though Asmongold never named names, and he's also calling him a pussy for using Charlie Kirk's death to call for violence, which he didn't do. But in reality, that's you, Hasan. Hasan, you stand on the corpses of Palestinians to push your cause. Because you don't care about the Palestinians that are getting killed. You don't give a shit about them. That is your entire content. You don't care about them at all. Or you wouldn't be, you know, supporting Hamas, the people that started the war and refused to end the war. You would not be supporting the terrorist organization that has literally incited all of this and beats their own people and murders their own people and uses their own people as human shields. But you do support the terrorists. You are standing on the corpses of 60,000 people in Gaza, screaming platitudes at people.
Because he doesn't want to get banned. He doesn't want to go that far because he already experienced that. He already experienced that issue one time when he actually said, you know, Palestinians deserve genocide. While he's fucking crying on the sidelines about 86-47, he's literally saying, until the left start dropping like flies, they won't understand the violence that they're causing in this country.
Yeah, he's observing. He's not inciting. There's a difference, Hasan. You'd think you'd know, you know, because you incite violence all the time.
Why the fuck would I want to debate Charlie Kirk if I wanted him to be killed?
Great argument.
It's so fucking stupid. This is a much...
Why would I suck clout off of a famous person if I actually wanted that famous person to be killed and I never condemned the killer?
More active death threat than any number of different clip chimp things that he could point to about...
This is an active death threat, he says! It's an active death threat! There was no death threat. What a victim. Hasan, constantly being a victim, as he always is. Asmongold responds, always the victim. Needless to say, I don't support political violence against anyone. I didn't even mention him in the video! This fucking retard. And 2 days ago, by the way, Hasan Piker called for violence against Nick Fuentes. So, again, the absolute degenerate projection of this fucking cock-gobbling whore. Unbelievable. Anyway, over the last couple of days, he has been, let's just say, cooking. He's been cooking in the worst ways possible. So this is him being mad that the mainstream media isn't calling Charlie Kirk out after he was assassinated. You probably don't believe me, but I'll play you the clip, and then you might change your mind.
Reputation you are laundering. Unless you personally think that this kind of reputation laundering is worthwhile because you don't actually fear this kind of attitude taking hold in society.
You're laundering Charlie Kirk's reputation, he says to the media that say he was a decent guy after he was assassinated.
I doubt they would give you the same reception. Fuck no. I would get no reception. I don't expect that. I don't care.
He definitely cares, but that's okay.
They're shying away from saying he was even a controversial figure. And the reason,
in my opinion, he really wasn't that controversial of a figure.
The reason why they're doing that is because they're worried about the backlash from the right.
That's it, baby. They should, after he dies, the media should all go and criticize his political views. That's what Hasan says. So, dude gets assassinated in front of an entire audience, and the media should say, well, he was a shitty guy with shitty views. What a shitty guy with shitty views.
But if this is his output, you obviously should be a little bit more careful in the way that you reflect upon this person's entire career, especially when you're talking about his political contributions.
I mean, I think he was amazing, personally. I think he was a great guy, and I think his views were pretty moderate, all in all. But that doesn't even fucking matter.
Do you understand? Because that is what his political contributions are. This doesn't mean he deserved to be shot and killed.
Oh,
but that's what his political...
Doesn't mean he was deserved to be shot. But he was a monster. How dare the media say that he was a guy when you should be calling him a Nazi fascist.
Contributions are. So if you turn around in the aftermath of his untimely demise and launder his reputation, you're basically saying, I like this political contribution. Or at the very least, I don't care that this is the political contribution that he has done.
Why is he's so mad of open discussion? Bro had an open conversation with people. He didn't call for violence. He didn't sit behind his little clips out of context. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you doing?
American discourse.
American discourse is having an open conversation. He just literally had an open conversation with people. You're laundering his reputation. How dare you say that he was a decent person? You should be calling him bad the moment after he gets assassinated.
It is a normalization of some of the most heinous.
How could you normalize a guy with like very basic, moderate, conservative values? He says.
Racist, fascist forms of thought.
Racist, fascist forms of thought. Interesting. Anyway, he's insane. Hasan Piker is a fucking freak. He really is. And he supports all the fucking terrorists out there. Now, you, in my opinion, support all the dangerous forms of thought. In my opinion. What are we fucking talking about? Who's a regular guy? Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a regular guy with basic conservative values. His conservative values, in my opinion, are incredibly basic. They really are. They, without a doubt, abso-fucking-lutely are basic conservative values. Whether you like it or not, that's just what it is. Hasan does love political violence, which is true. He supports terrorists. Like, you don't understand what we're not even dealing with the same conversation here. Charlie Kirk is like, abortion is murder. Hasan Piker is like, yeah, it's okay if you rape Jews in Israel. It's part of an armed resistance. Fucking insanity. Anyway, yesterday, there was this rally by Cuomo. This is Andrew Cuomo. He is accepting endorsements from the 9/11 first responders. Today is 9/11, actually. So, in honor of one of the 9/11 first responders was giving him a nomination to become the mayor of New York. He's running for the mayor of New York City. And here's the craziest thing. Dude, it's crazy that I have Hasan fans in my chat. Like, what are you doing here? I would think that you would hate me and you would not watch my streams. I literally don't understand why you watch this if it gets you so mad. Someone in my chat just said, what's the difference between calling someone a Nazi or a terrorist? I didn't call Hasan a terrorist. I say he supports terrorists. And he does. And Hasan calls people Nazis, and they're not Nazis. That's the difference. The reality's the difference. I think it's pretty basic. I don't know why you would subject yourself to this torture of watching a heinous Jew cover a retard terrorist supporter. Anyway, moving on. So Andrew Cuomo is accepting a letter from a first responder over here, a 9/11 first responder, and this was the posters he had, because he's running against Zoran Mamdani, by the way, who is had collaborations with Hasan Piker. So he's actually using Hasan Piker. He's using panels of Hasan Piker to say why they should not be voting for Zoran. Hasan is a black spot on America. This dude is getting bigger in all of the best ways. Because, I mean, he's not getting bigger in regards to how much he can bench. He's also not getting bigger in regards to his actual influence. But he is getting bigger in regards to the fact that people are realizing, holy shit, we have this really large leftist political streamer that's, like, friends with, like, these socialist, far-left politicians. This guy's crazy. So, they have this big sign of Hasan saying America deserved 9/11 as he gets a nomination from a 9/11 first responder. This is a crazy situation. It's honestly, it's kind of hilarious. I'm not going to lie. They're like, oh my god, as you could see here, this is Hasan Piker and Zoran Mamdani. They met each other. Hasan Piker also said America deserved 9/11, and you're really trying to elect this guy as the fucking New York mayor? So you don't understand. If Zoran Mamdani does lose, I think one of the large contributing factors to his loss would be Hasan Piker. Hasan, this is not good PR, actually. I think this is fucking hilarious. Now, Donald Trump is a big fan of New York City, as we all know, because, he lived there. He has buildings there, whatever. And he's really upset that Zoran Mamdani, a far-left Islamist, extremist, communist, is running for mayor, and he's a little pissed off at it. I think there is a above zero chance that this makes its way to the White House. There is an above zero chance, and I think it's pretty fucking hilarious if this is how he gets his shit handed to him. Props at the Andrew Cuomo press conference. This is fucking insane. Holy shit, this is absolutely crazy. Holy moly, holy balls, holy balls. So this is just Hasan Piker calling for violence against Nick Fuentes. I showed this to you already. This is crazy, and I think it's super telling. So Hasan makes this tweet. Saying that we are united as Ottomans because here's an 18th century Turkish sword that was passed down the family, blah, blah, blah. What a cool epic sword, a Turkish sword. So he says, we are united as Ottomans, right? He values his Turkish tradition. He values it. Now, important to note, by the way, just in case you were curious, that the Turks were a bunch of illiterate nomadic tribes from Central Asia. They stole Anatolia and Istanbul. They have contributed nothing to humanity. Had it not been for the Greek-born Ataturk, who had not even been racially Turkish, you'd be living in the Afghans. Your legacy is Greek, Assyrian, Armenian, Kurdish genocides. The biggest child abduction and rape in human history, the Janissaries, and sexual enslavement of European women. So this is Turkish history. And I think it's important to know where Hasan came from. I mean, aside from the fact that he is literally inbred, which has been confirmed. But I think it's important to note that he is really proud of this culture. A culture that has partook in mass rapes, child abductions, and actual genocides, unlike the genocides that he uses to push his agenda. He's like, we are united as Ottomans. Yo, I love being a Turk. It's so awesome. And Sargon of Akkad actually made a really good point here, and I think it's more important than people notice. He's a communist in your country and a Turk in his own. Notice, Hasan fights for quote-unquote America and tries to make America a communist utopia, but he doesn't consider himself American. He's still, at this moment, even though he's American, in America, dealing with American politicians, fighting for American policies, radicalizing American youth, he will not call himself an American nearly as proudly as he will call himself an Ottoman. And I think it is pretty important to note where this motherfucker came from and what this person actually does fight for, because that is what we are living through. So now there has been breaking news. A lot has happened over the last couple of days, but I think it's important to talk about. No wonder why he never brings up Armenia. Of course he doesn't bring up Armenia. The Turks did a genocide of the Armenians. Are you crazy? The Young Turks is named after a genocidal group that tried to kill Armenians. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Obviously. What are you talking about? That's crazy. The Ottoman Empire, the most colonial empire of all time, and now he's against all colonists and proud to be an Ottoman. Pretty hilarious. Like, you have to admit this is funny, right? He says that everyone in America is a colonizer. You're living on stolen land. Blah blah blah. Also, he's proud to be an Ottoman, the number one colonial movement of all time. Whatever. And classic Hasan. He doesn't care. He's just a radical, extreme, radical Islamist, in my opinion, essentially. So, anyway, the entire Hamas leadership in Qatar was just wiped out, and this is breaking news. So, there is crazy situations that actually happened. Over the last few days, there was the Hamas leadership all got together in a hotel in Qatar, and they were all eliminated in 1 second. Fantastic news. These are terrorists. They were organizing terrorist attacks, actual terrorists, not just valid targets, but I think that the world is better without these fucks. It really is. They have been absolutely evil in every possible way. They have caused countless deaths in Israel, in Gaza, while they sat in their fucking penthouse in Qatar. Now, I have to give you the deep dive here, because this is insane. Now, you would think that the people that literally started the war in Gaza and contributed to the war in Gaza not ending, you would think that everyone would be really happy that these guys got wiped out, right? Well, let me tell you how it happened. So, the Israeli Air Force flew 1,800 kilometers from Israel deep into Qatar with over 10 fighter jets, dropped more than 10 munitions simultaneously in a precise manner at the Hamas headquarters in Qatar. And they just basically obliterated them. It was a precise attack. As far as I understand, no civilians were hurt, thank God. And they wiped out the Hamas leadership, which has been living in Qatar the entire time, because obviously they want the Palestinians to die in Gaza, because the higher the death count, the better propaganda they could push to the world. These are terrorists. They fucking are evil assholes, rat bastards. Fuck them. And fucked they were. Israel obliterated the shit out of them in a precise attack that they did not see coming deep into Qatar, which is fucking insane. Absolutely insane that they were able to fly in 1,800 kilometers with no detection. Now, Trump made a tweet that I think is pretty crazy. Pretty insane. Pretty crazy. This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. This was a decision made by Prime Minister Netanyahu. It was not a decision made by me. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited of the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. I immediately directed Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. However, unfortunately, too late to stop the attack. Wink, 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 wink. I view Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the U.S., and I feel very badly about the location of the attack. You know, literally fuck the terrorists, but it's so sad it was there. I want all the hostages and the bodies of the dead released. You know, because Hamas is still holding hostages. And this war to end now. I also spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu after the attack. Prime Minister told me that he wants to make peace. Yeah, maybe. I believe this unfortunate incident could serve as an opportunity for peace. Absolutely, of course you do. I also spoke to the Emir and the Prime Minister of Qatar and thanked them for their support and friendship to our country. I assured them that such a thing will not happen again on their soil. I have directed the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to finalize the defense cooperation agreement with Qatar. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'll be honest. I think this tweet is art. Now, I do believe Trump knew this was happening in advance. I do believe Trump wanted the leadership of Hamas to get wiped out. I also do believe that Trump wanted to basically wash his hands of it and basically let Israel do the dirty work and not actually get involved himself. And America got everything we wanted. Israel got everything they wanted. And the Hamas leaders are fucked. I think it's a diabolical W. It really is. America's not actually involved, which is great. I don't want America involved. Israel wiped out the terrorist leaders, which in my opinion is great. Fuck those guys. They all deserve to die. And let's go. Huge W's all around. We fucking take those. I am a big fan of terrorists dying, actually. It's one of my favorite things. So anyway, Cenk Uygur, also known as Chunky Yogurt, uncle of Hasan Piker and pro-dog fucking extraordinaire, had this to say. Peace negotiations were held in Qatar. Israel just blew up Hamas's office in Qatar, thereby ending peace negotiations for good. You're retarded. They reject every fucking peace deal they possibly fucking can. Unless they get infinite peace without releasing hostages. They have never once accepted a peace deal where they actually release hostages. It's not true. No other country can ever host Israel again. They attack negotiators on foreign turf. They have no veins. They'll murder anyone, anywhere. Obviously, very upset. He is not a happy man. Possibly the least happy man of all time. Look at him sweating and shaking like a fucking pig. Now, let's see Hasan cover it, because it only gets better. And it's absolutely insanity. So I'm not going to show you Hasan's full coverage, because it's over an hour. But the reality is, they bombed terrorists, right? Anyone that would be mad that they bombed terrorists is probably retarded, or evil. Or both. So let's see what Hasan had to say.
You know what's really funny about this? It's sad, but ironic, I guess. Maybe not funny is perhaps not the right word here. Is that the reason why they did this is because Hamas is agreeing to the ceasefires.
Yeah, literally, what the fuck are you talking about? No, Hamas is not agreeing to the ceasefires. They're only bombing Hamas because now they want to agree to the ceasefire. Are you fucking retarded? Like, what are we doing? Let me show you some updates. All right, so this is just from yesterday. Trump told Hamas accept the deal, right? So this was Trump's tweet, all right, from right before. So before we debunk all of Hasan's bullshit, let me just show you what Trump had to say. Everyone wants the hostages home. Everyone wants this war to end, except for Hamas. They want the war to continue because the more people that more Palestinians die, the better reputation they can push. Right? Obviously, they're terrorists. The Israelis have accepted my terms. It is time for Hamas to accept as well. I have warned Hamas about the consequences for not accepting. This is my last warning. There will not be another one. Thank you for your attention. This is matter. All right. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. All right. So that's what Trump said. On the 7th. Okay, September 7th. That's what Trump had to say. All right, last warning, accepted. Israel accepted it. What about you? Well, this is what Hamas had to say. Senior Hamas official Bassem Naim rejects Trump's proposal to end the war in Gaza, calling it initial ideas, but not an offer. The goal of the American ideas is to push us to reject them. Hamas is not willing to sign a humiliating surrender document. For the record, Japan surrendered. After they were bombed by 2 nukes, they fucking surrendered. Okay? Hamas is not willing to surrender even if they lose fucking everything because they want their civilians to die. They are a death cult. Fuck these people. And they rejected it, right? As you can see, this is on September 8th. Right, so if you're paying attention, September 7th, Trump says accept the deal or accept the consequences. On September 8th, they said, fuck you, we're not accepting the deal. It's too humiliating. And on September 9th, this morning, Trump was notified they've got fucking bombed to shit and they're all dead. So let's do some math here, okay? Let's do a little bit of math. This is what we call fucking around and finding out. That is what we call it today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. Huge W. We take those. Anyway, it gets worse. All right. So Hassan decides to start fear-mongering a little bit, as he tends to do. I think it was around here. I lost the timestamp, but I think it's here.
Which, alongside the sister state of Egypt, plays a vital role in mediating efforts to halt the aggression and reach an agreement for a ceasefire and prisoner exchange. The targeting of the negotiation delegation at the moment when the latest proposal by U.S. President Donald Trump was being discussed confirms beyond any doubt that Netanyahu and his government do not want to reach any agreement. We hold the U.S. administration jointly responsible with the occupation for this crime due to its unwavering support for the aggression and the crimes of the occupation against our people. What can Israel do that will cause America and the American government to go, okay, it's a bridge too far? There is like...
I don't know, maybe think of something else, because right now they kill terrorists. I don't think killing terrorists is exactly gonna get America mad. They should have agreed to Trump's terms. Like, dude, do you understand what's going on? For literally the last fucking year, everyone's been trying to get a peace deal, and Hamas has been rejecting fucking all of them. And then Hamas says, how about a peace deal where we don't give back hostages? And then Israel rejects it, because Israel just literally has said from the very get-go, we will end the war if the hostages are released and Hamas surrenders. And then we will end the war. And they never admitted, they never agreed to that. So what are we fucking doing? So anyway, so this guy's like, I can't believe this would happen. They literally killed the leaders of the terrorists that started this whole thing.
There are less countries that Israel
By the way, for the record, they blew up Netanyahu's house twice, the prime minister of Israel. They tried to assassinate him multiple times. Hassan never condemned any of that. Hassan condemns them killing terrorists, but not elected prime ministers. Pretty interesting.
Not currently bombing in that region, then there are countries that it is bombing. Okay? What's next?
What's
next?
Can
they bomb Turkey, another NATO ally? Perhaps. This is what I'm saying. Like, they could... Israel, I think, right now could...
By the way, he's saying, could they bomb Turkey like they, quote-unquote, bombed Qatar? They did a pinpoint targeted strike taking out the Hamas leaders that were hiding in Qatar. That is not bombing Qatar, to be clear. Anyway.
Literally American citizens in the United States of America, and not in like some act of espionage or like a psyop or some kind of false flag attack or whatever. I mean, like, deliberately go, we used our drones to American citizens in the United States of America, and the United States of America would now turn around and say, okay, that's too much.
So that is the level of fear-mongering we're at right now. Right now, essentially, Hassan is saying that Israel will literally fly in and bomb Americans, and America would be cool with it. Now, to be clear, I'm really glad that Hassan used this analogy, because I'm pretty certain America would not shield and protect the leaders of the Hamas terrorist organization. Qatar did, and it's their fucking fault that they were killed on their soil, because they were protecting them. I don't know why we need to play this game. Think Israel's just gonna start bombing random American civilians? What the fuck are we doing? Like, dude, if they would be bombing American civilians, Hassan, you are not safe. By the fact that you are safe, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Because this is obviously not happening. This is fucking retarded. Like, I don't even know why we're doing this shit. Like, this is fear-mongering on another level. Now, if you actually look at Netanyahu, because Hasan talks about, why would they do it now? Why would they bomb in Qatar right now? So, Netanyahu made a statement. We're not going to watch the whole thing. But he had something to say.
Yesterday, 4 of our soldiers were killed by Hamas terrorists in Gaza, and 6 Israeli civilians were brutally murdered in a bus stop in Jerusalem. This morning, Hamas proudly took credit for both of these actions. At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th, the savage murder of 1,200 people, the beheading of men, the rape and murder of women, the burning of babies, the taking of over 250 hostages, innocent hostages, grandmothers, grandchildren.
Anyway, you get the idea. This is what we call FAFO, I guess. Literally, fuck these guys. I don't care. They are terrorist chiefs that organize this whole unbelievable bullshit, and literally fuck them. It's good they're dead. The world is better now. Anywho, Hasan obviously crying over, how could Israel do this? Bomb them? So, I saw this tweet. I thought this was pretty funny. Now, you know Hasan actually supports killing billionaires, right? Killing politicians is good, according to Hasan, because he supports terrorism, in my opinion. So, you have to realize this guy supported Luigi Mangione for killing a healthcare CEO. Fun fact, the combined net worth of the Hamas leaders eliminated today was over $10 billion. They killed $10 billion worth of people. They put an X here because you get censored very often if you write Hamas with spell it out. It's like writing kill with like a star as a censorship, whatever. Anyway, all of it from international aid, mainly European taxpayer money, because you have to realize, you have to understand these billionaires, because you have to understand what's going on. These people are literally running the fucking terrorist organization from another country where they are supposedly safe, where they could cause all sorts of wars and violence, where all of the European and American aid that goes into Gaza, which has for a long time, goes into their pockets to the point that they are all billionaires with a B. Eat the rich, right, Hasan? So those guys died. You'd think Hasan would be happy because, he doesn't like billionaires. But I guess if they're billionaire terrorists, he turns a blind eye, it turns out, it seems, interestingly enough. Now, these are those same guys that were killed yesterday. These are the same guys. This is them watching the videos of the massacre that took place of 1,200 civilians on October 7th. And this is what they do. They start saying, thank God, and pray. Yeah, so this was their reaction to the murder, rape, beheading, and burning of 1,200 people and taking of hundreds of hostages. And now they are dead! This is horrifying, right? It's so sad. I'm really sad that this has happened. Now, anyway, you get tweets like this going viral, and they're crazy, dude. They're crazy. The fucking, the Hamas simps are everywhere. Israel just bombed Doha, right, in Qatar. Yesterday, they bombed Tunis and the attack on the flotilla, right? That was Greta Thunberg's flotilla. That was bombed. Last week, they murdered the Prime Minister of Yemen. These are brazen acts of war. What other country gets away with all this? So I'm really glad you asked, because actually none of these are brazen acts of war, actually. They bombed terrorists hiding in Qatar. Yesterday, they did not bomb the flotilla at all. Greta Thunberg lit her own flotilla on fire and blamed Israel, and Tunisia confirmed this, as I made a previous video on it. Last week, they murdered the Prime Minister of Yemen. They did not murder the Prime Minister of Yemen. They killed the leader of the Houthi terrorist organization. The Prime Minister of Yemen, thank God, is fine. The Houthis are terrorists. So none of this happened. Which is absolutely diabolical that this keeps happening. Now, Macron, French president, at the very end, before he steps down because the government in France collapsed, said the Israeli strikes in Qatar are unacceptable, no matter what their motives are. Really, France has bombed Syria, Iraq, Libya, Mali, and Niger because of terrorism. That's right. Every time there's a fucking terrorist anywhere, France is more than happy to fucking bomb the shit out of them. Not Israel, though. Them bombing terrorists is bad. France bombing terrorists, that's okay. Now, you see, I actually have breaking news. I I'm changing my tune. I actually I fully support a Palestinian state. A lot of people think that I don't support a Palestinian state. That is a lie. I do support a Palestinian state. In France, I think that we could do it. I think France needs a two-state solution ASAP. I feel like this would be absolutely diabolical. But anyway, this is Hasan Piker's uncle, retard uncle. He shows up from time to time. And this is what he had to say about the killing of terrorists, right? As you can see, the retard uncle doesn't fall far from the retard tree, it seems. Dude, it changed my timestamp. I'm so mad. I had such a good timestamp. Fuck.
Humans. Qatar, who cares about them? Well, now Israel, you morons, you turn the entire Gulf with their infinite amount of money against Israel. Before, they were going to, no.
You really care? You really care that the Gulf is against Israel? Bro, the thing is, he never cared about any of this stuff. Never, ever gave even the slightest shit about this. But dude, he had a glorious crash out, Hassan's uncle.
Troops for a living. That's all they ever do. Go to Iraq. Go to Iran. Go die in Qatar. Israel has to do more terrorism. They're these goddamn terrorists in Israel. They're driving.
This is his reaction to killing the terrorists that started the entire war.
Up war all across the world. And they're doing
the world. Russia invading Ukraine. Israel.
Why? I don't feel safe until everyone around me is murdered. Okay, no. The real terrorist, unquestionably, unless you're a sick, racist, biased person,
right,
is Israel.
Right.
Don't tell me they're not terrorists because Arab lives and Muslims' lives don't matter.
Yeah,
and that is what every supporter of Israel says.
Yeah, that's not
who cares about them? Who cares? Oh my God, 6 Israelis died the other day. Those are real human beings. You guys have to cover it. You have to cover those 6 humans, not the 64,000 non-humans. Qatar, who cares about them?
Look at this guy.
Well, now Israel.
This is insane. This is crazy. This fucking sweaty fat fuck over here is like, this is wild. He's just losing his mind. Yeah, anyway, so my opinion, killing terrorists is actually good. It's actually really good, actually. They started the war and they died now. Oh well, ripperoonie. Anyway, go back to fucking goats or whatever you do on your free time, sir. We know that you do support and condone animal sex. You have made videos like that multiple times. So you could keep doing that. You know, whatever you do on your spare time, that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. He's inbred after all. He admitted it on a previous video that he is actually inbred. His grandparents are first cousins. So I mean, could you really blame him? Honestly, could you really blame him? So anyway, so this was his little minor crash out. I can't believe Israel, they killed terrorists. Israel killed terrorists. Oh, because only 6 people died. Who cares? Who cares about the 6 Jews? Anyway, these people have been cooking immensely. Now, this is a Hasan Piker fan and collaborator. This dude, you see this guy with the faggot stash? This is what we call the faggot stash on the channel. It's pretty cool. So as you can see, him and Hasan, they hang out from time to time. These 2 guys, look at these, just best boys, best bros, hanging out, saving the world, one day at a time. Oh! Michigan man charged with making terrorist threats. My. Hasan Piker, are they coming for your boys? Anyway, Legal Mindset just made a video talking about this, and I feel like it is important to do a bit of a deep dive. And he made a short video, so I wanted to look at this because I would hate if the government came for Hasan Piker.
Hasan, a superfan, has been arrested for terroristic threats.
Oh, no!
In what looks like an escalation happening 1 week after meeting Hasan Piker in.
Oh, no! He meets Hasan, he gets arrested for terrorist threats 1 week later. Oh, no! This is so sad. Man, I'd hate if this comes back to bite everyone's favorite Turkish terrorist partner. That would be awful.
Person, of course, this is the Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, coming at you today from Laos on a little bit of a trip here. But I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world.
I wonder if Hasan turned that poor motherfucker into a terrorist. That's crazy. Free will's a bitch, I guess.
This is just my thank you to you guys to make sure I keep recording and getting out good content on a regular basis. Of course, this is a Fast Facts, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So if you like the Fast Facts, like the video and leave a comment below. So let's get into this today. And of course, I have a PowerPoint for you guys to present this quick issue, which just dropped today. So as of today, we have news that we have a Hasan superfan that has actually been arrested in Illinois. So here you go. You have Mr. Jarrett Mackey. Now, this is Jarrett in Detroit, Michigan on September 2nd. So literally 1 week ago, Jarrett Mackey was with Hasan in person as a representative of the Detroit Football Club.
That is mad awkward. That sucks, buddy. That sucks, buddy. Now, I have a lot of people in my chat saying that they don't know any evidence of Hasan or his uncle being inbred. So I feel like this obviously needs to be more
Our
public.
old friend Pat Robertson is back, and this time he's answering a question about... Oh, that's kind of fascinating, too.
By the way, you think you don't know anyone who, in America, you were joking around, that 1 in 10, etc. My grandparents are first cousins.
Really?
Yeah. Might explain a lot.
It does.
Yeah, I would say it does, Chunk Yogurt. I would say it does. So anyway, Hasan is inbred, actually. That is true. Yeah, that's a true story. True story, he actually is inbred. Yeah, I'm really glad we got to clear that one up.
Inviting him to come out there as a representative of the fans of the Detroit Football Club, inviting him to come out there and, get on the pitch and meet everybody. And even saying Hasan's chat was very complimentary of my mullet. So Hasan's chat was all about Jarrett Mackey 1 week ago. Well, 1 week later, Michigan man charged with making terroristic threats in Illinois.
I can't believe they're coming for Hasan's friends.
You cannot make this up. This is his actual mugshot here. And you see here in East Alton, a Michigan man, that's Jarrett Mackey, has been charged with making terroristic threats in Illinois. Jarrett Mackey, 25, from Detroit, is accused of making bomb and active shooter threats to businesses in...
You see, Hasan Piker is media trained, so he knows how to skirt around the law as much as he can. He'll tell his audience stealthily to go kill politicians like Rick Scott. Right? He's all stealthy about it. He fucking slinks around. His fans, though, are retarded. They just straight up do bomb threats, and his life is ruined. That's crazy. I'm sure Hasan cares so deeply.
East Alton, Illinois. Mackey was charged along with Illinois man Austin Blair. And once again, this is a situation where I would love for everybody to come out and condemn this and say this.
That would be nice.
Absolutely wrong. Yeah. But I feel and I'm very, very concerned that the response, particularly from Hasan, is going to say, well, maybe his mind was
bold of you to assume Hasan will ever talk about this ever.
Right, but his actions were wrong, right? Or something along those lines. No. This needs a very, very strong condemnal because bomb and active shooter threats are never okay. And we're seeing a marked increase in these incidences and in these things happening around the United States. And
you mean to tell me as the radical left manages to get away with fucking terrorism, they aren't actually stopping to do terrorism?
Covered this the other day, but cosplay influencer Kit Noel was arrested for threatening to blow up a rival at San Antonio Convention over energy drink disputes. And if we look back at this case, talking about businesses, I guarantee you this is over political ideology with businesess. And
of course.
The fact of the matter is...
Wait, you mean to tell me Hasan Piker's fan that got arrested for terrorist threats didn't do it because of political ideology? Of course he did. What the fuck are you talking about?
We are getting to a point where certain people believe it is okay, it is permissible culturally to threaten businesses in terms of physical threats, bomb threats, shooter threats, etc., to those businesses because they disagree with their political ideology. In the case of Kit Noel, it was gamer subs. I'm sure we will find out what the fact...
Was this one because of Kirche? Was this because they called Kirche a fascist or whatever? So they threatened bomb threats on places and shit? I don't know.
Facts are here, and I am, I cannot say with 100% certainty, but I am very, very, very strongly inclined to believe it is over something about political ideology.
I mean, I personally think it absolutely is because of political ideology. 100% I think it's because of political ideology, because this is in my opinion, terrorist movement. Terrorism is when, because of political ideology, you commit acts of unconscionable violence. I mean, you could argue that the radical Islamists in Gaza, the Hamas people that want to murder all the Jews, you could argue that that's political also. I mean, realistically, Hasan Piker supports terrorism, in my opinion. And in my opinion, it's terrorism that is taking over our country. You know, keying Teslas, bombing police officers, bombing ICE agents, lighting cop cars on fire, shooting Charlie Kirk in the neck, murdering an innocent man, a father, a 31-year-old man in front of his family. This is all terrorism. It's terrorism, absolutely. And the flames are being fanned by the fucking retards on the far left. People like Hasan Piker, in my opinion.
And when you see your idols, when you see people that you look up to, people that you are, aspiring to.
Like, look at all these dadless figures that are fucking sitting there, and they're watching Hasan Piker, far lefty, basically say that, oh well, I mean, the media should be saying that Charlie Kirk deserved it. The media should say that Charlie Kirk was a fascist after he was already dead, while his body was still warm. I still can't believe that happened, by the way. I'm still like in a half state of denial. I haven't slept since that happened. Actual nightmare.
Like Hassan here, waving around things, whether or not this is a gun, it can be an airsoft gun, it can be whatever else. When you see them with a certain amount of bravado, a certain amount of, let's say, oomph behind it, and just doing these things casually, you begin to believe, looking at your idol, looking at the person that you admire, right? That tens of thousands of people admire, thinking this is normal behavior, this is okay, and this is stuff that you can do. It is indeed not things you can do. And simply because Hasan has managed one way or another to not get into trouble yet doesn't mean that if you do the same thing to your local, company, let's say you don't like a company because they're Christians, right? And you were to do this to them, that is not okay. You were to say you wave around a gun or make an active bomb threat or, they're using gamer sups, so you decide to threaten them. That's not okay. That's not a thing that's permissible. Right. That's not a thing that is allowable. And it's certainly something that in most jurisdictions is going to get you arrested. So
in my opinion, I really do think he's breeding terrorists in his community. I really do. Like, I really do. Like, to the point that his whole community is fucking celebrating that Charlie Kirk was murdered. Like, it's insane. And he sits there, his heart open, pouring out, so sad for the Hamas billionaire leaders that were killed in Qatar. He feels so bad, so much deep empathy he has for the guys that organized the entire October 7th massacre that started the entire war in Gaza, that they were wiped out. It hurts him so deeply that they were killed. And he couldn't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, just a man that wanted to have a conversation with you. Holy fuck, man.
Beware of this going down. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will, of course, catch you on the next.
Yeah, so another Hasan fan arrested for terrorism. Big shock. No one saw that one coming. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is we're living in scary times. We're living in very scary times. And Hasan Piker, fuck you. That's the moral of the story is fuck you, Hasan, and the entire far left terrorist organization that is currently running amok in America with basically no repercussions. It's so horrifying. It's so horrifying. It's a scary time. We are truly living in a turning point for the USA. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.